Welcome all to this Bhagavatam session in the morning at ISKCON Attapur. So please bless me to all. So let us start with the little kirtan. I'm not very expert. Can someone play the karta? Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Varadari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamna Tira Vanachari Yamna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotra Sata Sri Sri His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrunda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Gaur Premanande Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Hare Krishna आप सबको स्वागत है टुडे मॉर्निंग भागवतम सेशन में ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमः पंकजांग्रे। हरे कृष्णा। आप सबका स्वागत है। प्लीज़ ब्लेस मी ऑल very seniors and like a child started walking, so please encourage me with your blessings. Prabhu, can you help me? ये दो क्यों आ रहे? समझ गया, लेकिन एक ही बड़ा नहीं आएगा। ठीक है, कम आउट ऑफ प्रेजेंटेशन। ठीक है, ओके, ठीक है। सेटिंग्स हो So now Canto 2 Chapter 1 Text 9 we are discussing. This Canto 2 is cosmic manifestation. Chapter 1 is describing the first step in God realization, where Prabhupada explains the different levels of God realization. We will discuss here. Text 9, which is Sukadeva Goswami is saying that he is perfectly in transcendence based on Pariksit Maharaj's glorification, and he said he is the first Brahma realization. So let us go to the sloka recitation. Parinishthitaha api nairgunye uttama shloka leelaya grihita cheta rajarsi आख्यानम यत अदितवान परिनिष्ठितोपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तम श्लोक लीलया गृहीत चेता राजर्षे आख्यानम यदतीतवान् परिनिष्ठितोपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तम श्लोक लीलया गृहीत चेता राजर्षे आख्यानं यदधीतवा परिनिष्ठितोपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तम श्लोक लीलया गृहीत चेता राजर्षे आख्यानं यदथीतवा. Now we can recite. परिनिष्ठितोपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तम श्लोक लीलया गृहीत चेता राजर्षे आख्यानं यदतीतवान् परिनिष्ठितोऽपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तमश्लोकलीलया गृहीतचेता 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 राजर्षे आख्यानं यदतीतवान् माताजी परिनिष्ठितोऽपि नैर्गुण्या उत्तमश्लोकलीलया गृहीतचेता राजर्षे आख्यानं यदतीतवान्. Let us read word to word meaning. Parinishthitaha, fully realized. Api, in spite of. Nairgunye, in transcendence. Uttama, enlightened. Sloka, verse. Leelaya, by the pastimes. Grihita, being attracted. Chetaha, attention. Rajarshe, O saintly king. Akhyanam, delineation. Yet, that. Aditavan, I have studied. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O saintly king, I was certainly situated perfectly in transcendence, yet I was still attracted by the delineation of the pastimes of the Lord, who is described by enlightened verses. Shall you repeat? O saintly king, I was certainly situated perfectly in transcendence, yet I was still attracted by the delineation of the pastimes of the Lord, who is described by enlightened verses. The purport. The absolute truth is realized at the first instance as the impersonal Brahman by philosophical speculation, and later as the super soul by further progress of transcendental knowledge. But if by the grace of the Lord an impersonalist is enlightened by the superior statements of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, he is also converted into a transcendental devotee of the personality of Godhead. With a poor fund of knowledge, we cannot adjust to the idea of the personality of the absolute truth. And therefore, the personal activities of the Lord are deplored by the less intelligent impersonalist. But reasons and arguments, together with the transcendental process of approaching the absolute truth, help even the staunch impersonalist to become attracted by the personal activities of the Lord. A person like Sukadeva Goswami cannot be attracted by any mundane activity. But when such a devotee is convinced by a superior method, he is certainly attracted by the transcendental activities of the Lord. The Lord is transcendental, as are his activities. He is neither inactive nor impersonal. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunlitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunadhanutam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhanutamsa Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome all to the Bhagavatam class. Let us do the recap what happened so far. So Pariksit Maharaj has asked some questions to Sukadeva Goswami in the earlier cantos. Then Pariksit Maharaj, of course, Pariksit Maharaj asked a few questions. Then Sukadeva Goswami appreciated the questions raised by Pariksit Maharaj and says is the glorious questions because it is very beneficial to all kinds of people. The question, first question what he asked by Pariksit Maharaj is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? And question 2 which he asked is, what is the specific duty of one who is to die very shortly? The answer to this question is the prime subject matter for hearing, and it is approved by all transcendentalists. You know, like such a devotees only think that when time is running out, they can plan what is to be done. You know, in transcendent. Even materialists also, they also plan so many things to be done. You know, when the time is running out. So even in management sides, they will say, like maybe I don't know, maybe taken from Bhagavatam, they say in our management workshop, they say, suppose you are going to die in 15 days, what you are going to do? You list out. They used to ask. You know, people used to write so many things in that. You know, what to be done. You know. Actually, management wants to see how you are going to take care of the company. You know, they look like that. You know, people write all so many sorts of things. You know, but here in the spiritual path, one has to leave the material things and come to the spiritual path where you have to do the seva to remember the Lord, because all our shastras says we should remember the Lord at the time of death. Ante Narayana Smriti, for which Prabhupada has worked out, given us this whole process so that we will be able to remember Narayana at the time of death. So he has given us the programs since morning to evening, whole day, you know, night, every time. You know, anytime you start, so anybody you just hit, you know, Hare Krishna, Prabhu, you have to say Hare Krishna for anything. You sneeze, you say Hare Krishna, you know. So that is how, you know, we are all trying to live in that mode. So same way Pariksit Maharaj asked Sukadeva Goswami, so what is to be done? Then it is continued like that. The Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning all the things, people who are wasting their time, you know, in the night and day, you know, spending for the whole life. for the material things, he's mentioning very powerful statement. The life of such an envious holders is passed at night in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and very powerful statements, Sukadeva Goswami is giving. And people who are devoid of Atma Tattva, they are not inquire about the problems. We can see the materialists, so of course I also come from the same level, but trying to, come out of that mode and trying to get onto the path of path which is led by Prabhupada. Sukadeva Goswami continuing, one who desires to be free from all miseries must hear about, glorify, and also remember the personality of Godhead. The highest perfection of human life achieved either by complete knowledge of matter and spirit, by practicing of mystic powers, and these are all mentioned in the 6th verse actually. The 7th verse is talking about, O King Pariksit, mainly the topmost transcendentalists who are above the regulative principles and restrictions take pleasure in describing the glories of the Lord, so always glory about the Lord. Yesterday we had Nimai Chandra Prabhu has given verse 8. At the end of the Dwapara Yuga, I studied this great supplement of Vedic literature named Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is equal to all the Vedas, from my father Srila Dvaipayana Vyasadeva. So this is what Sukadeva Goswami mentioning, that we also know about Sukadeva Goswami's life, how his life turned. Earlier he was a Brahmavadi, later he became a real devotee of Krishna. So Prabhupada mentioning about this the 3 levels of consciousness where the people have. So we have there is a sloka in Bhagavatam 1.2.11. So we all know, Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdhyate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. So we learned this. Prabhupada has given many examples, like sun rays, sun, like round sun and sun globe. Sri Sri Radha Madhava ki, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki, Gaurnitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So Prabhupada given a lot of examples, and also he is given a train, like when some train is coming, from far away, like there is a story from the new railway station came. The people from the surrounding villages, they came to see the train, how it looks like. They all came, big group. Some of them, they saw train is coming from far away. So people saw only the big light, and people were enthusiasm, wanted to tell how the train looks like. They all ran to the village. In the village, people were asking, how the train looks. They were telling it's a big light sort of thing, like Nagamani, something they say Nagamani, like a snake sort of thing, Nagamani, something they say. Then after that, people who stayed some more time, they see the train came onto the platform. They see the train really, the long train with a lot of bogies and all that. So they all ran again. They want to tell, so they could able to tell only what they saw that time. The earlier people saw only light and big, like like that is resembles to Brahma Jyoti like thing. Later they saw the train. The people who stayed back, they enter into the train, seen the bogie. So many people sitting inside, so many equipments. So like that things happened. So we can see, like so just I capture some slides. You can see like that. If you go inside, you can see the people here. See Purushottam Prabhu also sitting in the train in Vrindavan Yatra. Of course, my photo also there. So it is like 3 levels, like so Brahma Jyoti level, initial stage. Then after that, Paramatma, where you can see the the train. The yogis can see as a Paramatma inside. Then if you go into the real, into the train or into the near the sun, you can sun globe. You can see what all the people there, etc. So I have put this Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Is it right, Prabhu? I don't know. No, not. Okay, maybe. Excuse me for that. So next, the same thing. Bhagavan is like within a train's bogie seats. Like I was there in the train. Vrindavan, Radha Prabhu is there. Some of the devotees, Matajis, So I think 2022 train journey, I think, yeah. So like this, you can see the first level is Prabhupada, right? Brahma Jyoti level, the people, Brahma realization, then Paramatma realization, then Bhagavan. So we can understand Bhagavan, Leelas, etc. That is the third level of realization. So there are some examples, like here Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning, like though he is a realized person, fully realized, what he is saying in the translation. O saintly king, I was certainly situated perfectly in transcendence, yet I was still attracted by the delineation of the pastimes of the Lord, who is like he was like a earlier Brahmavadi, so later he became a devotee. So for which here there are some examples, like yesterday I was discussing with Radha Prabhu also. Some examples, you can know some examples, like maybe who are all others examples. Earlier he may be Brahmavadi, later become so that is the one I captured in this. So 4 Kumaras, earlier they were in that Brahmavadis, then after smelling tulasi and the scents of the Lord, then they become devotees. And there are some other people who also, of course here we are talking more of Brahmavadis, but there are some people also with like Mayavadis are there. Then there are people affected by Advaita philosophy, like Ramanujacharya cried when his guru was mentioning a sloka, like narrating the eyes of Lord as so back of the monkey. So he cried, and so he didn't accept that though his guru was mentioning like that. So there are different examples. Of course, some when his guru was mentioning that he has given a wrong example, he's supposed to explain, like with the proper examples. Sometimes examples should be very relevant. If the examples are not relevant, it will misguide. Like that is why Ramanujacharya didn't accept that example. Sometimes people also try to give different examples. They don't know with proper knowledge. There was a sort of later side something. Someone asked, Pandavas are how many? Guru asked. One person says, Pandavas are like, in Telugu actually, Pandavas are like mancham koldu laga, mugguru, he will show a number 2. So actually the cart has got only four legs, He says Pandavas are like 4 legs, but he is telling 3. By a mouth he is telling 3, and she is knowing it number 2. On the slate he is put number 1. He started with Pandavas supposed to be 5, like what is it called? 4 legs, anything you call, the cart or even this type of things, we have 4 legs, So suppose he say showing 3 actually, saying 3 and showing through. So there is no relation, So like that sometimes, examples comes like that, So misunderstanding. So Sukadeva Goswami, earlier he was a Brahmavadi. After that he became a great devotee of Lord by hearing the 2 slokas from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. First sloka was 3.2.23. Let's go to translation. I'm not very comfortable with the sloka. If anybody wants to recite sloka, maybe Prabhu. Aho Bhakti.
Kootam
Aho Bhakiyam Tanakalakutam
Jingam Sayapaya Yadapi Yasadvi
Jingam Asaya Padapi Asadvi
Lebe Gatim Dhatri Uchitam Tatonyam
Lebe Gatim Datyaucham Tanayam
Kamba Dayalum Saranam Rajema
Kamba Dayalum Saranam Rajema. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Translation. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one more merciful than he who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Potna, although she was unfaithful and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. So here Sukadeva Goswami, got appreciating that the Lord is how merciful. Even though Potana came and to give the poison to him, but still he has given the position of mother, in the Vaikuntha, her loka. Then other second sloka, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 10.21.5, same thing, someone recite.
बिभ्रद्वासः कनककपिशं वैजयन्तीं च मालाम्
बिभ्रद्वासकनककपीशं विजयन्तीं च मालाम्
रन्ध्रान् वेणोरधरसुधया पूरयन् गोपवृन्दैः
रन्ध्रान् वेणोरधरसो पुरान् गोपवृन्दै
वृन्दारण्यं स्वपदरमणं प्राविशद्गीतकीर्तिः
वृन्दारण्यं स्वपादरमणं प्राविशद्गीतकीर्तिः.
कर्टसी राधेश्याम प्रभु.
Thank you. Translation: wearing a peacock feather ornament upon his head, blue karnikara flowers on his ears, a yellow garment as brilliant as gold, and the Vaijayanti garland, Lord Krishna exhibited his transcendental form as the greatest of dancers as he entered the forest of Vrindavana. Beautifying it with the marks of his footprints, he filled the holes of his flute with the nectar of his lips, and the cowherd boys sang his glories. So wonderful sloka and translation. So it is self-explanatory, but it is very, very lot of great what is that, transcendental mellows in this. So I'm not able to, I can't explain such a great this one. Maybe anybody wants to say a few words. Okay. So there are so many words came in this sloka, like parinishtitaha. So the fully realized, but different places Prabhupada has given fixed like that some of the slokas which I have searched yesterday. Just I will go through that, but their subject matter is not the same, but even some of them are even totally opposite in materialistic things also. But people who are have parinishtitaha, fixed in something in material developments also. Maybe see, there is some sloka comes in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 11:25-7. Parinishtitaha word comes here. Dharme chardhe cha kame cha yadasau parinishtitaha gunanam sannikarsoyam sraddharati dhanvavaha. Translation: when a person devotes himself to religiosity, economic development and sense gratification, the faith, wealth and sensual enjoyment obtained by his endeavors display the interaction of the three modes of nature, where actually that their parinishtataha is fixed. Is earlier sloka in this canto 2 was more of transcendental path, but here is more of materialistic due to modes of material nature, one who is fixed his mind, So then api. So api is in spite of, like small words, sometimes they have a big significance. Recently Sarvabhauma Prabhu also mentioning, sometimes in any sloka even small words comes, that even totally diverts, the small words. It has got a lot of base actually, minding on that, So here also same thing, like things. So that in spite of, sometimes we think a small word, but it totally changes the direction. I have done, I try to do, but sometimes it but comes, means done. So someone asks, have you done? Yeah, I was trying to do, you say, it means gone, you're not done at all, So you are expecting something to be done. You expected he is going to tell us he has done, but he has put some word. From that we will understand. No, it is not done. So means almost negative side. So like that, so many things. So even sometimes things which you did something negative also. due to certain reason it will have positive. Like in this sloka, if you see, apiche suduracharo bhajate mamananyavak. Sadureva samantavyaha samyagyavasito hi saha. So here also in this Bhagavad Gita sloka 9.30, api word came. So translation, even if one commits the most abominable action, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated in his determination. So like earlier, Sukadeva Goswami was mentioning, though I was transcendent, but he was mentioning earlier he was a Brahma, what is it? Yeah. So he was mentioning like that, but here, even though we are something, apiche sudara, even though someone did some abominable action, but if he engages in spiritual, this one, so but he will be considered to be saintly person. This is what this Bhagavad Gita sloka is mentioning. Prabhu has given wonderful explanation in the purport. So then another word coming in this sloka is Uttama Sloke. Uttama Sloke we have seen many places. So we always before class, Bhagavatam class, we recite this. Nasta prayeshu avadreshu nityam Bhagavata sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. So here also Bhagavatyuttama Sloka has come, Translations by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with the transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Uttama Sloka has been mentioned, like referring to the Lord himself actually. So when you are praising the Lord, so that is called Uttama Sloka. I think there are another one or two slokas also, these things, Uttama Sloka came. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam 1.1.19. Anybody wants to recite? Prabhu. Uttama Sloka Vikrame Chitrvasasdanam Swadu Sadhu Pade Pade. So translation, we never tire of hearing the transcendental pastimes of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by hymns of prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with him relish hearing of his pastimes at every moment. There is one more sloka, Uttama Sloka is coming in 2.3.17. Ayurharati vai pumsam Udyanastam cha yan asau Tasyarte yat kasano nita Uttama Sloka Vartaya. Both by rising and by setting, the sun decreases the duration of life of everyone, except one who utilizes the time by discussing topics of the all good personality of Godhead. He's basically referring about the time, utilization of the time. If you don't utilize the time because sun rises and sun sets, the day passes. If you utilize the time in transcendental activities, so our life duration increases. I don't know how to explain in this. So, of course, soul doesn't have any death, but only the death comes to the body. So, maybe sometime later, one of you can explain, Sachinanda Prabhu or someone, how the life increases. Then another is the Lelaya. Bhagavan, God has done so many leelas. So this is one of the sloka in which leela as word came. That is Bhagavatam 3:14 and 3. I think Prahlad Maharaj, this one I think. What was the reason, O Brahmana, for the fight between the demon king and the Lord Bhor, while the Lord was lifting the earth as his pastimes? So some of the leelas, old leelas is being inquired in this sloka. Is it Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhu? Hmm? Yeah. Okay. Hmm? Okay. Then another word coming in this is Akhyanam. What is the Akhyanam? We have delineation, okay. Anybody try to? I've not practiced the reciting sloka. If anybody help me.
इत्येतत् पुण्यमाख्यानम्
इत्येतत् पुण्यमाख्यानम्
अम्बरीषस्य भूपते
अम्बरीषस्य भूपते
संकीर्तयन् अनुध्यायन् भक्तो भगवतो भवेत्
भक्तो भगवतो भवेत्. Translation: anyone who chants this narration or even thinks of this narration about the activities of Maharaja Ambarisha certainly become a pure devotee of the Lord. So, maybe I've noted some points. Try to cover, I hope that all are covered. So Brahmavadi and Mayavadis were talking about, like, there are different Vadis. Sometime back, Prabhu was mentioning Vadi means there is Vadi, Samvadi, So people will argue on that, They will, whatever point they believe, they start arguing on that. So they continue arguing like Vadis, Vadi, Samvadi. I don't know Prabhu was mentioning this. He has given, I noted somewhere, Vadi, Samvadi related. So, and also there are people who are very determined, like Sukadeva Goswami and all, Pariksit Maharaj and all, very, very determined in go towards transcendental path. But similarly, materialists, we also seen materialist people also sometimes have very determination to do something in this one. But that type of determination is good. But if you continue only in materialistic life, it was very dangerous. At one point of time, if that determination is changed towards spiritual, it will be very good. But some people are very determined and some people are very flexible. Like people like me, is very things flexible, but I'm very loose, so very dangerous, But if people are determined, we have seen people initially, they are very, atheist people. They argue, they argue so much, why God is not there. Like they argue so much. But at one point of time, they all become, they become devotees, I seen even one of my brother, very atheist in the earlier days, very, very naughty, So later, at least started believing God and all. Like we have seen so many people, we have come across like some of our friends, so many examples. So they have that determination. If the determination is wrong direction, very dangerous. But if there is a chance, at one point of time they have changed it, that determination is very good. Otherwise, very dangerous. So, suppose someone is determined, want to do the spiritual path, like we can see many devotees, they determined, like brahmacharis, they left homes and they came here, they taken all the yellow garments and all, They are determined. Like a few days back, Radheshyam Prabhu was mentioning in one of the class, okay, I will give you 1 crore rupee, will you stop chanting for 1 week? real devotees will stop. Is anybody wants to stop? If someone given 1 crore? Radhisham Prabhu asked this question recently in Manikonda, one of the Prabhu's house. If you have the determination, will not stop. Even someone comes and gives, I will give you 1 crore, or even 10 crores. How many people will stop? I don't know, maybe. We can give it to Radha Madhava for the temple, and maybe for 10 days we can sacrifice. I don't know. It's dangerous. Huh? Okay, yeah, like that, if you have the right determination, is good. But so like this is one of the determination. So finally, conclusion is that, so I think I didn't prepare much. So whatever stage one was earlier, it doesn't matter. Let us be on the right path now and the rest of our life. So if you have determined like that, so or we will be continue in the transcendental, in the spiritual path, and one day we will meet Krishna. So at the time of death, we can remember. So Ante Narayana Smriti, so for which, as Prabhu as mentioned earlier, so Prabhupada put us this program. If you stick to this program, so we will, definitely on this path. Actually, once Gaurang Prabhu was mentioning, people who come to ISKCON, he was mentioning, so you are in a right direction, right path. Like there are 2 queues are there. There is one queue is going for prasadam, another queue is going for chappal. He said, you are in prasadam queue, you will get prasadam, don't worry. If not the whole plate, at least you will get khichdi, at last. Don't worry. You stand in that queue. Don't go to chappal to milega baad mein. So like that, you should be in the right queue. We are in the right path in ISKCON. So like all our gurus at the time of initiations, they will take us that I ever leave ISKCON. So that is so if you are in ISKCON, so definitely our path towards the successful path, we will be in that. So with this I will conclude. If you have any points or for discussions, any questions, or any seniors can answer, maybe any points, any feedback, welcome. You can add some points, maybe Prabhu, Sachinanda Prabhu, Radhakant Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much. You have put lot of effort to make very attractive PowerPoint. Wonderful. Basically, this verse especially highlights that Lord's pastimes are so attractive, so beautiful, so wonderful. Even a person who is self-realized, who is in transcendence, completely he is immersed in transcendence, he is not at all, he doesn't have any material tinge. So even though he will get attracted and he will be spending his time, everything, for listening to those stories. So stories are glorified. The Lord's pastimes are glorified in this verse. That such sweet nectarian pastimes, even anybody can get attracted to those pastimes. So Sukadeva Goswami is presenting himself as an example. Even though I was fully perfect, still I was totally carried away by the pastimes. So now you hear those pastimes, you will also get carried away. So that way we understand.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Prabhu. Anybody? Please, Sachinanda Prabhu, please add something. few more minutes are there.
I just told you yesterday only to give class. You made such a nice presentation.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Whole day you heard, whole day you prepared the presentation.
Yeah.
I think now I should change the strategy. I should tell one day before only everyone. They will be reading whole day and give a
yes, Prabhu.
Good class.
That helps, yeah.
Yeah, when you are told, tomorrow is your class. So his preparation efforts that he will put will be very high. Yeah, nice preparation. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Because I told you earlier, Bhagavad Gita class, I told you you can announce same day, but Bhagavatam class at least one day before you have to tell me. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Bhagavatam, Chandra Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrunda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
His Grace Radha Krishna Chandra Prabhu ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Amalam Shri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam